And thank you so much to everyone who took their time to join us tonight. And first of all, I'd like to thank Miss Sunshine Nyende, who was the one who introduced me to Mvuzo Ministries. Thank you, Sani. Ngiyabonga kakhulu for such a great opportunity and exposure. Then I'd like to thank Mr. Mvuzo from Mvuzo Ministries for such a great intervention during this month, the Youth Month. My name is Mbaliyethemba Shezi, and I've been invited by Mr. Mvuzo to talk mostly about unemployment and depression. Yes. Sorry guys, sorry about that. Okay, cool. So Puti Mvuzo asked me to touch on unemployment and depression, which is something that most of us are going through. Our friends, family, and most people who are close to us are going through, may not know they're going through depression or any type of mental health issue, but it's things that are mostly to happen as part of our lives, not only due to unemployment but also to other different things. But Uputi Mvuzo asked for us to dwell mostly on depression and unemployment. Okay, probably some of you guys might want to know, how do you notice, okay, how do I see it now I'm depressed? What signs do I take into consideration? Or we wanna also see, okay, now I've been feeling like this for a while. Do I need to consider going to the doctor? Do I need to give this thing attention or what? Okay, first of all, you may notice mood swings. Kugenzeka ukuthi umuntu uzithole usuba nama mood swing ongawaqondi now, which are not usual to the ones that we usually have. You start feeling guilty for no reason. You start having anxiety. You lose interest on things that you usually find interesting, and constant feeling of sadness. You may have such things, which lokho ke kungena under ama mood disorders angase kutshengise ukuthi maybe you might be suffering from depression. Kanti mood disorders do not only go alone. Sometimes it's behavioral things that you think you Zandile, that you notice kuwena, which may be leading to depression. Okay, sometimes you may find that you become restless. Sometimes you cry a lot over things that you do not understand now. You find yourself isolating yourself socially. You don't want to hang out with your friend as you used to. You start sleeping early, or you sleep too much, or you feel restless or have insomnia. Such things may be symptoms which you may start considering seeing a doctor or whoever, a psychologist or whoever you may trust with your current situation. Depression does not only happen on behavioral and mood disorders, but sometimes you may find your body may act as a result of depression. You may find yourself maybe eating a lot. When I'm stressed, I eat a lot. When I'm stressed, I eat less. Yeah, well, depression ngendlela ehlukile kubantu abahlukile. So you may notice different things, but when I'm all one, say, okay, I'm not usually this person. No, there's something wrong with me. I eat excessively, or I eat not as I used to. I just take small intakes or whatever. You see that thing is affecting your behavior or whatever, or your cognitive balances. You may start consulting. I'm not sure if I'm making myself clear on that one. Depression may also be noticed in loss of weight, or loss of or gain of weight. Some people maybe in stress they lose weight, and some people gain weight. So when you notice okay, other things. The other thing is ama cognitive challenges may lead to ama cognitive challenges. So you find yourself, I'm depressed. I start eating excessively. Ukudla kwami ngize ngidle kakhulu ngibe isidudla. Uthola ukuthi that thing, me gaining weight, is adding on my depression, because manje I don't look the same as I used to. I don't see myself as the same person as I see myself. And go back, depression is not only on unemployment issues. Kuyenzeka nokuthi nawe umzimba wakho, as a result of whatever you're going through, will lead on into developing more things. Yeah, okay, so sometimes you find that depression due to unemployment goes to a point where a person decides to maybe or have suicidal thoughts. So when you feel like depression has gotten to that state, I think it's best that you consult your doctor. First of all, you must normalize and accept the situation that you are currently in. You are feeling depressed. I accept this, and I need to do something about this. Don't sit and think people won't understand that you are having a mental illness, whatever. It's normal. Mental illnesses are normal, just like any other illnesses. It's just that they are not taken into consideration as much as other things in our Department of Health or whatever. And yeah, I'd like to thank Mvuza for touching on this issue of depression, as we are going through such a hard time, as I wouldn't say as a country, because it's affecting everyone. People are losing their jobs. People are staying at home for longer, which are things that they are not used to. They have to start adapting to a new lifestyle. There's a lot that's going on, so we need to touch a lot on mental illnesses, because I'm sure a lot of people were affected by this pandemic, not only by seeing what's happening, but by what's happening to themselves, losing a lot of things due to this thing. So in order for a person to deal with depression due to unemployment, I think the best thing for us, the first thing, Tina, most of us as graduates, we are very picky with jobs that we take. I think for someone who has been through unemployment, I'd advise that if you are a graduate and you feel like you still need a job and you haven't gotten what you want, it's best that you take whatever job you see, even if it's cleaning at the shop, packing shelves or whatever, to avoid depression. Because the more you stay at home, the more you say, I want the job that I went to school for, shame. So make sure that you take whatever opportunity that comes. You learn as much as you can. I think my first paycheck was 1.2, because I took whatever came, I'd take it. I'd learn from that. I grew from everything, from being nothing to I'm not something. I wouldn't say I'm something now, but I'm still learning, and I'm still taking whatever that comes in my way. So when I, as a graduate, as graduates or whatever, not even graduates, even abantu abahlala emakhaya who have matric or do not have matric, Stop being picky with jobs. Take whatever comes in your way and work on it. If you feel as if your qualification doesn't give you opportunities, try and look for other things that are related to your opportunities. For instance, if you did criminology, you see that you are unable to get a job, try and get into forensics. Try something that's related to your degree that will probably open other doors for you. If you did psychology, you see I cannot be a psychologist because there's so many complications that have to do with you becoming a psychologist. Try do any other thing that will open other doors for you. For instance, you can do, if you did industrial psychology, try maybe going to HR, try doing other things, try doing PGCE for others that have teaching modules. Try something that will actually work out in your way, in rather than saying, I'm still waiting to get the job that I went to school for. Another thing that I would view as very important to anyone that's going through depression as a result of unemployment, I think you need to have someone that you talk to at all times, a friend or even a stranger sometimes. I think most of the time it helps that you tell someone what you're going through, tell them your problems. Tell them your problems and share your baggages. It will remove something from you. You will always have courage to do better, because you know that maybe you spoke to someone and they told you that okay, I'm also going through this, so you can always learn from other people's experiences. So you go to someone and tell them, oh, I'm going through such things, I'm going through this part, and it's very rough, and they'll tell you that maybe they're going through the same thing or even worse. Then you learn that that there's actually people who are going through worse than what you are going through. Another thing that you need to do in order to avoid stress as a result of unemployment is to keep active. Try doing things that will keep you active. Try playing sports or even any exercises that won't require you to take out your money, go to the gym. No, you can just do any other exercises, home exercises, whatever. Start baking if you can. Start knitting if you can. Anything that will keep you busy or that will come as sort of business ideas that may come. If you are fortunate enough to have money, you may start. I think I'd advise anyone to start another course if they feel like the first one did not work out for them. It's never too late for someone to learn something new. You must always open a room for you to discover new things. So I think retraining and getting into a new career also could be another thing to adopt when dealing with depression. Also, another thing, I think the best thing for people to do when going through such is consider doing some voluntary work. I think a lot of people get considered for jobs or whatever if they expose themselves to a certain department. Like, for instance, I'd just go to the prison and give and do some voluntary work. Whenever they have vacancies, they will show you'll surely be the first person to be considered. So familiarize yourself with going out and offering your services for free. Another thing I'd say people should consider also is creating networks. So try and attend conferences. Sometimes conferences are for free. You don't have to pay for anything. Just try and go and network with people, because the more you network, the more people would know, would say, this person's going through this. So whenever I see opportunities, okay, I'll call Usman Man, Usipo. I know Usipo needs a job, and then they will always give you they give their contacts, your information, because they know when you are going through such. So I think people should normalize depression and other mental health disorders, because they are common. Our Department of Health does not really does not dwell into this. There's a lot going on. People are dying from stress disorders and other mental health disorders. There's no focus at all. People should normalize mental health. If you go see a psychologist, it's only because you are mad or something. You go in poo-poos. No, you need to ask for mental assistance if you feel like I'm not good. Whether you're a man or a woman, everyone needs mental assistance. So yeah, I think I'd advise people to talk, seek for assistance, be creative, seek for other opportunities different from those that they are used to. I think that's mostly what I wanted to cover today. I'm not sure if you guys have any questions. Oh, by the way, I think I didn't introduce myself properly. I am Mbaliyethemba Shezi. I am a master's in psychology graduate. I'm not a psychologist, but I have a master's degree in psychology. I'm a researcher by profession. I also do some lecturing gigs, if that's what they call it, and I'm also a VOD facilitator at the Department of Correctional Services. Yeah, I think that's it from my side. I'm not sure if you guys have anything to say to me. Questions? That was any comments, questions, or suggestions? Anyone would like to add more things on mental health and unemployment? Sunshine, thank you so much. I'm a bit shy. I think you know that, but I think I tried. Sunshine. Guys, all in all, you must normalize asking for assistance. There's always people who are always willing to help you. Stop having pride. Just go for assistance. Go do some voluntary work. I think God helps those who help themselves. If you are not willing to do anything about your situation, you'll never change it. Because guys, we've all been through we've all been through challenges that had to do with unemployment, but all we ever did was stay strong and ask for assistance when it's needed. Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu at all times. Putimvuzo, do you have anything to say, or should I close the live video? Yes, true, Luyanda. People must always take whatever job they see from, even if you have a PhD, and you get offered a cashier job, take it. As long as it's gonna get you food on the table at the end of the day. Doesn't matter where the money comes from, as long as it's fit umndeni wakho and everyone else that needs it. How does one avoid peer pressure? I think the best way to avoid peer pressure immediately is to accept, is to know who you are and where you come from. Do not ever want to do things that your peers are doing if uzazi wena. That's the most important thing in peer pressure is identity. If I know who's in Mbaliyethemba, this is who I am, this is where I come from, ekhaya kukanje, I would not want to do izinto which are beyond iphakethe lami. I would not want to go to events that I know exactly ukuthi ekhaya they don't want me to go there. I would not want to buy izimoto. I think one of the most important things in youth is to give ourselves financial literacy. Once you educate yourself with ukusebenzisa kwemali nokusebenza kwemali, ila uzoqala khona ukuthi take decisions that are your size. Stop looking at what your friends have. Look at your pockets and live on your pockets. Do not live in iphakethe lika Mpisani ube Mbaliyethemba. Stay in your lane. Yes, Luyanda, stay in your lane. Do not wish for izinto zabanye abantu, because eventually uzobusucule ekweletini, and where would your friends be? So stay in your lane. Try at all times to be yourself. Be selfish with you. Yes. So Shezi, hi says, how do I approach my loved one? I can't seem to get to normalize the issue, but I see they are going through it. What would be the correct approach? I think the best way to deal with umuntu omaziyo, it would be, I think you know what they usually do. You may just ask Uti, why are you always quiet now? Is there something wrong, Baba? Or why are you always in your room? Is there something wrong? When was the last time you asked me to buy you this? Are you okay? Please do talk to me if there's something wrong going on. I'm sure if you start opening up to them, they will also feel comfortable. You can even call them in a private place, because some people won't be able to say everything in front of people. Some people might start talking once they see it's okay. I'm in a private place with Usi Setu, and this is what she's been observing for me. I might as well just come clean and be true with whatever is taking place in my thingy, in my life. Okay, I think. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, if there's no more questions, then Putumvuzo, thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much, guys, for participating in this live video. Siyabonga kakhulu for this platform, Putumvuzo, and for the opportunity to share our experiences and what we know. We are not experts on what we do, but yeah. Yes, immediately. I think that answers Ulo Tunjano also said you must be kind to your young ones. Try and understand ukuthi nawe ngobusumdala kangaka, you've been through this. You must try and live into their level. Was okay, my baby sister is going through this. I must try and be genuine with them, and yeah, I'm sure they will always find a way of coming out of what they're going through. Yeah, cool, guys. I think this is the end of our conversation. Thank you so much for being part of this. Bye, guys.